This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
All right. Something that I looked at yesterday, and I'm going to try to compare this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but I'm going to try to do this over the next couple of days and give you a comparative number of what it was like for Matt Wells, what it was like for Cliff Kingsbury, Tommy Tuberville. I don't know if I can go back to Mike Leach or not, but I was looking at the notes yesterday, and when I got to the coaching staff, there's 11 assistant coaches plus the head coach. Okay, that's 12. That's normal. But then I was looking at the support staff, Jamie, and just counting the number of people. And I'm not being critical of this, because I think there have been times where coaches were critical of this that had been here and saying, hey, we don't have the support staff that an Alabama has, or that a Texas A&M does, or a Texas, or somebody along those lines. And when you see it at basketball, it's evident because you only have 12 players, and it looks like you've got, 2 assistants or 2 people on staff for every player, because you got a number of people down there. It feels like that you got a ton of support staff, right? Just the support staff, in addition to the assistant coaches and the head coach, is 35. So that seems like a much higher number than what you've had in the past.
It's definitely a big number.
And again, it speaks to, I think for me more than anything, another example of you're giving everything that you can to this football program for it to be successful. And only the people that are going out on the field can now parlay that and take all this that you have spent and invested and done, and over the course of the next 3 months, parlay it into what you hope is a Big 12 championship and an appearance in the college football playoff. Because it feels like, I'm not going to get any disagreement from you. It feels like you have done absolutely every single thing that you can do to make this program successful.
Well, when you're the coaches and the players, you just want everybody around you to be all in, right? And it's clear that it's not just the people on the field or on the sidelines that are all in, but the administration and the athletic department as a whole, with the funds that they have put towards them and the resources and the effort and all that they are all in. There's no question, and that's why I have said before that we can't just call ourselves cute and cuddly little Texas Tech anymore, right? We're treating this like we're Texas, we're Ohio State, we're Alabama. Now these schools have had money to spend and put these kind of resources into it for years and years and years and years.
Sure.
Okay, and we're kind of the newcomer to that, and you appreciate that because again, you just want to know, hey, we're all in, and I think this athletic department is all in on their football program, and so let's go.
Yeah, right.
Let's hope it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, right. We've paid for a lot of fun. Let's have fun here, right? It's like when you take.
Well, they have. I haven't.
I know, but it's like what I was going to say. Is that comparatively speaking, it's like when you take the family to Disney World. You don't want a bunch of complainers. You want everybody to have fun, smiles, right?
Yeah.
Complaining, no gritching. Hey, it's too hot. The line's too long. Those kinds of things. Hey, we're here to have fun. We're here to see Mickey Mouse. Let's smile. Let's enjoy. Let's line up. Let's meet Goofy. The whole thing, right?
What always goes well? Scheduled fun. Scheduled fun is probably always the best thing ever.
That seems like a tone of sarcasm there.
Hey, look at him. He's picking it up pretty quick there. Well done, Chuck.
I know, but a sharp mind today.
We're going to have fun today, darn it. That's how this happens. That's Dad walking through and dragging kids, and it's 115 degrees.
Sure, right. We're going to have fun, by God, whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, well, and even, Cody Campbell said this at the kickoff luncheon on Thursday. We've done everything that we can do to be successful. We have basically left no stone unturned. We've not left any dollars on the table, so to speak.
You sure do put a lot of pressure on your head coach when you say those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think so far he pretty much embraces that, and he understands that, and he made it clear that his team is going to embrace that and is going to embrace the what they have invested and the pressure and everything along those lines. He said at one point yesterday that he's never had so much fun. So I hope that continues, and just in terms of enjoying this team and this experience and what's gone on over the last few months. So we'll see, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody says this: nothing like forced family fun. Do you ever have forced family fun at your place, at your house?
Do we have it?
I mean, do you ever do you feel like that there've been any times in your dad career where you're like, okay, or we're going to have fun here, whether you like it or not, kind of moment?
I can't remember any specific like that where it got dicey and I demanded people have fun.
But you have seen it happen. Maybe not with your family, but around others.
I think like on TV, yeah.
Oh, no, I've seen it in real life.
Yeah,
right. No,
my family didn't do a lot of planned vacations or anything like that. So growing up as a kid, so we never got those moments. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we try to do family activities together, but usually there's not that much bristling.
Okay. Well, that's good. I just kind of like the nothing like forced family fun. I was just kind of remembering a moment from back in the day.
Yeah, I'm thinking of one of the vacation movies when they're going across the country to see the moose or whatever, and they're like, everything's going wrong, and they're like, Dad, maybe we should just turn around and go back, and that's when Chevy Chase loses his mind, and I think he's describing exactly what Jeff is describing here. He's like, no, we've come this far, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have fun.
We're gonna see the moose.
Ends up hijacking and kidnapping the security guards and all that good stuff.
I've never seen it go that far.
When you wish upon a star, things happen, right?
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Today is August the 26th, 2025. Here's Jeff McGuire.
1930, guys, is where we'll get things kicked off because Chicago Cubs' Hack Wilson hits his 44th home run and breaks Cal Klein's National League record.
Okay.
1971, Bobby Orr signs a 5-year contract with the Boston Bruins worth $1 million. It's the first $1 million contract in NHL history.
How many years was it?
5.
Yeah, so $250 a year.
Check that again.
$250 a year for
times 5.
Yeah.
Do the math.
It's not.
Let's try it.
How about 200? 200 a year.
There you go.
Thank you.
Again, don't do math on the air.
No, you're
Just
right.
gets us in trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
That should be like a written rule somewhere hanging in the studio. No math on the air. 1990. We got to go back to July 17th for the beginning of this story. Bo Jackson, playing against the New York Yankees, hits 3 consecutive home runs. In that game, he makes a diving grab at a ball that's hit in the outfield by Deion Sanders, misses the ball, dislocates his shoulder. By the way, that ball turned into an inside the park home run for Deion Sanders. Bo would miss the next 39 games. Bringing us to today. With his first at bat, he hits his 4th consecutive home run. And this one, I didn't get who it was against. But 4 at bats, back to back to back, 39 days apart.
It's cool.
In the year 2000, Cliff Kingsbury threw for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. Must have been sick. As Texas Tech beat New Mexico 24-3. It was a pass-happy coach Mike Leach's first game as head coach.
Okay.
I'm just saying 186 yards from Cliff Kingsbury. That's very pedestrian.
Yeah.
And in 2024, Boston Red Sox catcher Danny Jameson becomes the first Major League Baseball player to play for both teams in the same game. The game against the Toronto Blue Jays on June 26th was suspended due to weather. He was then traded prior to the resumption. That was such a fun story when that happened. Like, we were previewing that for like 3 days coming up to it. That was cool. It is National Cherry Popsicle Day.
I like cherry pie. I like cherries in general, but a cherry popsicle, I'm not going to turn it down, but it's not something I'm just going to seek out.
I'm a fan.
I don't eat a lot of popsicles, like just in general. So, yeah.
They still have the popsicles in the press box that Clinton likes to
Bomb
devour.
Pops?
Yeah.
They did last year.
Yeah.
Haven't had a game this year to know if they got them this year.
I didn't.
We'll find out very soon, like on Saturday. And there will be a bomb pop count, I'm sure. And birthdays today. This guy.
Moreno with a long stare home at Redmond. Juggles the ball behind his back. Now comes set at the chest. Brings in the 1-2. Line shot toward the gap. Conley running over a dive, and a catch is made. An unbelievable, sensational Sports Center top 10 highlight for Devin Conley. He saves the run and maybe saves the win in right center field.
Floater towards right center. It carries well. A diving catch. Devin Conley with a play of his life, and it's still 1-0.
No reason not to hear both of those, right?
No reason. No.
34. Wow. Did not expect that he was 34 today. Macaulay Culkin, 45. Melissa McCarthy, 55. James Harden, 36. Chris Pine, 45. And Elvis Andrus is 37. This day, 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson is nominated to run for the presidency of the Democratic National Convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey. His running mate would be Herbert H. Humphreys. Former Vice President Johnson had assumed the reins of the government in November 63 when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. And that, this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Okay, so the home run for Bo Jackson on this day in 1990 was against the Seattle Mariners off Randy Johnson. And Bo would have a pretty good day that day. He went 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI. So, and he had 4 putouts. So there you go. Pretty good day for Mr. Jackson, who played left field that day for the Royals against the Mariners. Okay.
I very much stand by I was the right age at the right time to be influenced as much as I was by my fandom for Bo Jackson and all things Bo Jackson related.
Yeah, no, it was, unfortunately, it was short for him because he got the injury playing football.
Shooting stars go fast, Chuck. Got to watch him and enjoy him when you can.
Man, he was a lot of fun to watch.
He was. I mean, he was a lot of fun to watch.
Both football and baseball.
6:51 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We get this. Going to Lubbock today with the RV. Looking forward to the next 5 days with the family. Okay, so this is what, Tuesday? So you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, good. Be here for the ball game. Okay.
Did you think that wouldn't be included?
Well, I was just making sure that would be, that I was assuming. Yeah, but you know what happens when you assume. It doesn't always work out for you. Man, the weather looks a little dicey for the weekend. 47% chance for rain on Saturday. Ugh. But the high's only going to be 81, so it should be pleasant. Somebody clearly more worried about the drone show than the football game, because somebody was asking if the weather was going to affect the drone show, because it's going to be
Shouldn't that be how this game is?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm more worried the drones are going to get struck by lightning, so they have to cancel the show, than I am about Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm not really concerned about the drones getting struck by lightning. They're not my drones.
Right. But there's going to be a ton of them in the sky, like almost 1,000.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool if it happens. No argument. If I'm not more worried about the drones than I am Arkansas Pine Bluff, we have problems.
Yeah. See, last time they did, I think they did Raider Red, they did a Guns Up, and I think they did an Adidas. So I don't know what they're going to do this time.
I don't know.
I heard they're going to do a Chuck Heinz handshake.
Wow.
Like have the drones come out and make handshaking.
Yeah.
No. That's
just what I heard. I mean,
what you heard. Hey,
it's not an envelope or anything.
Our friend Noah, who I met at Tech Night the other night, he said, my dad, the main man from the Going Band from Raiderland, and I want to thank you for the shout-out yesterday. We heard about it and listened to it on demand last night, which reminds me to remind you that if you miss any portion of our show, there's a couple ways you can listen. You can listen to our podcast of The Morning Drive, or you can go back and listen to the full 3 hours on demand. Go to doubleTSportsNetwork.com, and you'll find it all there quite easily, okay? So you can listen to our show or any of our shows in that form or fashion. But, of course, we ask that you do it on your own time, not on our time here during the morning drive, because we'd hate for you to miss out on something that occurs as it happens, as opposed to something that's already happened. Does that make sense?
Right. Or if you wanted to go in chronological order and you missed yesterday, you could listen to yesterday now, and then when that's over, you could listen to today.
You could. Yeah, you sure could.
Can you handle 6 hours of the morning drive in one day?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
This rain doesn't affect the football, but does affect how long my wife will sit in the stands watching it. Well, I think your wife speaks for a lot of wives.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Good morning with Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We'll have High School Fan Zone tonight at 6. Coaches tonight from Monterey and Coronado. Their seasons will begin this week. And so we'll have their coaches in tonight with Randy Rosetta to visit about the upcoming season. Look forward to that. And then we'll have the Astros and the Rockies to follow on 100.7 The Score. Astros get a chance to feast up a little bit on the Rockies today and tomorrow. And then Thursday afternoon, that'll be a 2:30 or so start time. And then tonight on Double T 97.3, after Tech Talk, we'll have the Rangers and the Angels from Arlington. I thought this was really weird yesterday. Ron Washington, going to the game. He's apparently his home is in New Orleans, but announcing that he had a quadruple bypass, which was the reason for him leaving the team earlier this summer, I believe back in June. For a man his age, he's 73, roughly. It doesn't seem to be that abnormal, but the cloak and daggerness of it just kind of struck me as odd. It's like, that seems like something that, is, I'm not going to say normal, not necessarily everybody that does it, but, given his past with his, problems, you would have thought that would have been just something that they would have announced, hey, Ron Washington's going to be away from the team. He's having a quadruple bypass. Thoughts and prayers and good recovery. But instead it was kept as there was a cloud over it as to why he left the team for unspecified health reasons. So it left you kind of going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, especially because of his past, like you said, you would want to make sure that was clear to everybody, but maybe he just wants to keep it personal.
Maybe so. And
if I was going to be gone for a month or whatever for a health reason, I wouldn't want everybody to know what's going on.
Okay. But, he checked into the hospital June the 23rd and left it July the 7th. And
I also don't have a history of having issue with Coke either, but...
Right. Cocaine.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
Mountain Dew, yes, not Coke.
Yeah, right. I mean, and so that's, like I said, I mean, he apparently is eating better and feels stress-free and no longer smokes and all those things. And so I think I'd be surprised if he came back and managed the Angels. It sounds like he wants to have some kind of role.
Yeah, seems like it.
But
yeah.
would you be surprised if he came back and managed the Angels?
I guess I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Back to football. Y'all quit giving Pine Bluff bulletin board material. Don't poke that big bear. Is it a bear or is it? I thought it was a lion.
It's a lion.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Can we go back to the Ron Washington thing for like 5 seconds?
Sure.
Where was that game played last night?
In Arlington.
Ron Washington's making the announcement for the Angels in Arlington. That's the part that I found weirdest.
Did he announce that he had quadruple bypass
in Arlington?
In Arlington,
not in Anaheim.
Yeah, no.
That would be like Jerry Jones going to D.C. when they're playing the Commanders to say the Cowboys are building a new stadium.
Okay, maybe he just looked at it as from the standpoint of he got an opportunity to go to Arlington where he'd spent quite a bit of time. He's the Rangers' winningest manager, and he was managing the Angels, and maybe an opportunity to.
It would be like you going to Kansas State to make an announcement for Kansas. He's in the wrong building. He's in the wrong city.
I think he was just.
He's doing it in front of the wrong fans.
There wasn't like a hastily called news conference that he said, I, Ron Washington, had a quadruple bypass. I think it was just the news came out that that's what had happened to him. I don't think it was any spectacular, news conference.
He talked to reporters.
I understand that.
We don't just hover around people. We got to be told where they're going to be. It's so weird to me that this happened in Arlington, not in Anaheim.
Okay, that didn't. What struck me as weird is that we're just now learning that he had a quadruple bypass, and that seems rather pedestrian compared to, like Jamie and I were just talking about
his other issues.
His other issues, yeah. The fact that it was announced in Arlington versus Sheboygan versus Zimbabwe didn't really resonate with me. So maybe I missed the connection.
Yeah,
it didn't really matter to me that it was in Arlington, or could have been in Tuscola, Texas, for all I know. Could have been over at Jim Ned High School, getting ready for
if he had made the announcement,
play high school football.
If this had come out when he was in New Orleans, where he's home, and dealing with medical doctors and everything else, that would make total sense. But his job is in Anaheim.
Yeah.
He's making the announcement at his former job.
Okay.
You don't find that at all weird?
I'm not rustled by it at all.
Somebody on the chat line said his doctor may be in Arlington.
Yeah, he lives in New Orleans, and I mentioned that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I just thought it was odd that he had a quadruple bypass as opposed to something else, because I thought it was much more. I mean, look, I'm not poo-pooing a quadruple bypass. Okay.
Did you assume there was something nefarious?
I just thought there was something worse that was going on with him.
Something worse, but not nefarious.
Not necessarily nefarious. Okay. Yeah, just thought it was. I thought it was strange. I thought it was strange when he stepped away for health reasons, and they didn't say anything. Yeah. Not that we're owed anything.
I do think some people play their personal lives closer to the vest than you, Chuck.
No, I got it, but I mean...
And if he has health reasons, I mean, the world doesn't need to know what exactly is going on.
No, I know, but when you're the manager of a baseball team, big league baseball...
They said he stepped away for health reasons, right?
I know, but
why do we have to nose into that?
Just seemed to be a cloud of ambiguity to it. I mean, just seemed to...
Again, his history makes you, I guess, gives you reason. But if that was anybody else, you wouldn't, would you? You would just say, no, he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old. He's got health problems.
He's old. He's got health problems.
Hey.
Yeah. I didn't say a quadruple bypass is pedestrian. I said it's not like it is, but I mean, it's more pedestrian today than it was 20 years ago.
Sure. As is everything else.
As is everything else, yeah. Let's see. 7:23 this morning here on the morning drive. All right. thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to double T973.com for that, of the mobile app. The Visual Edge IT hotline, it too is open at 806-771-0973. Lives in New Orleans, and his team is playing in a nearby Major League Baseball city. Go see his players and fellow coaches and make the announcement. Probably not best to fly across the country just for an announcement. If he stepped away for personal reasons, I'd have thought nefarious, but they said health reasons, so I took it at face value. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if Wash swims naked, he didn't tell the public. Okay, well, good for him. He may very well be on travel restrictions. Okay. He's a baseball guy. It's in his blood. They didn't want to jinx him. That Mountain Dew finally caught up with JL. Do you feel like you drink too much Mountain Dew? It's just the right amount.
I think I don't drink enough.
Especially at 7:25 in the morning. Jamie's question of the day is next. We squirreled that one away, or I did. I didn't think it was that big a deal, but apparently it is.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Okay, I don't like to jinx, so I hope I'm not jinxing right here.
Oh, boy.
But I'm just going to ask you a question. If something was to happen, okay? That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it's going to happen.
Okay, if.
I'm going to say if it happened. Okay, if Texas Tech was to play in the Big 12 championship game, if they were, who would you want them to play against besides the worst team?
Sure.
Yeah.
You took the Colorado Rockies out of my answer. That's not nice.
Well,
well, they're also not in the Big 12.
That's why I think we could guarantee a win.
Can I give you two answers? Because I think.
And then choose from one.
Okay. I think. Okay. Because I think on one hand, well, there's three. On one hand, you'd go, okay, I think you'd really like to beat TCU because you just don't like TCU as a fan base. They're a true rival right now in a lot of sports, right? Hoops and baseball and football. I think you could make a case if you're Joey McGuire. I think it'd probably be sweet to beat Baylor, especially since the way that they've kind of taken care of you the last two times here in Lubbock. And then, like, for me personally, there's nothing better than beating K-State in anything. So I'll just say I'd love for Texas Tech to go to Arlington and beat K-State, because there'd be a lot of Wildcat fans that would drive down, and I would love to see them walk out of there with their Willie the Wildcat headgear hanging down and drooping and tripping over themselves trying to get out of the stadium. So I'll say K-State.
Okay.
When I think of teams I want to beat, you have the opportunity to do it against several of them this year, but there's two you don't. There's two that aren't on your schedule, and that would be TCU and Baylor. And of those two, which one would I want to have enough success over the other to play in the Big 12 championship game? I would want Baylor to have more success than TCU. So I want to beat Baylor in the Big 12 championship game.
Okay. As we have stated numerous times on the show, I am definitely a choose joy guy.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
I am choose joy. Like choosing to ask a question that says, if Texas Tech was in the Big 12 championship game, who would you want them to play? I, as a sports fan, am more guarded and nervous, okay? And in every situation, I have to think of the flip side of it as well, okay? Now, if I were to ask you guys, who would you like to beat, that would be a different answer for me than who would I like to play. Because when I say who would I like to play, you take into account you could lose to them. who would you hate to lose to in the Big 12 championship game has to factor into this answer for me. And so I can't pick Baylor or TCU because I would not want to see them go to the college football playoff in our spot. Okay? That would hurt. I would be kicked in the gut, and then I would be kicked somewhere else to see them go. Okay? So I'm not choosing that. I think right now, as stupid as this sounds, I think the schools that, because of who they are and who they have been, the schools that have the most, get the most national credit in our conference, it feels like it's Utah because of their football program and where it's been, and BYU because of their great history and tradition. And so I would want it to be one of those. I would probably choose Utah. Okay? I don't like Utah. I wouldn't want to see Utah go either, but I'd rather Utah go than TCU.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
What you're saying makes some sense.
So I think my answer would be Utah.
If you weren't playing Utah and BYU and Oklahoma State this year, those three would beat both Baylor and TCU on my list of teams that I would want to play in the Big 12 championship game. But I don't want a rematch. That's the other part of the schedule of this, that I don't want to face a team twice in a year.
The non-choose joy, Jamie, worries, what if we lose?
Sure.
Okay. I don't want to see them celebrate. Who could I handle celebrating at our expense more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
and that's just kind of my personality.
I mean this with all sincerity when I tell you this. But you are, you personally, you are a deep thinker, and your intelligence sometimes on how you...
not a word that's ever been associated with me.
In terms of how you answer things from time to time, really impresses me, to the point where I think that, if this sportscasting deal kind of wears on you and bores you at some point in time, I think you could be a advisor to captains of industry, or presidential advisor, kitchen cabinet kind of guy for the governor. The mayor's level is not high enough for you.
Jamie,
he is so glazing right now.
Is Chuck up for a raise that I don't know about?
No,
you're misconstruing what I'm saying here, Chuck. Just me as a sports fan. I'm always worried about the flip side.
No, I got you. I understand.
And that's why I never in my life have talked trash about sports teams. Because sooner or later, your teams are going to lose.
Sure. What goes around
and they
comes
have
around.
the ability to give it right back to you, which I know would kill me way more than any enjoyment I would get from talking down to somebody from my team beating them.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it at all, and I can't stand people who do it. It annoys me to no end. Okay, but that's just my personality of being a sports fan. There's probably the opposite style of like, we just won, this is the greatest thing ever, let me rip my shirt off and run down the street and tell everybody that we're the best. It's probably a whole lot more enjoyable than the way I live as a sports fan.
I was just going to ask you, how annoyed on a daily basis are you around me and Choice?
I don't feel like you guys are trash talkers.
We're not really trash talkers, but we're not the... I just feel like sometimes, man...
Choice has moments.
Your intelligence is so high, it's just like, wow.
Are you sure Chuck's not up for a raise that I don't know about?
You're so confused.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what this word intelligence means.
Yeah.
It's guarded sports fan. It's always clutching my heart and protecting it.
Yeah, I got you.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Good morning with Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We'll have Texas Tech and Arkansas Pine Bluff for you on Saturday. Our Optimum Game Day Live coverage begins at 7. We will have the kick at 6:30, and then after the game, it's the Double T 97.3 Coors Light postgame show from the Overton Hotel and Conference Center. Your humble host will be Rob Rowe.
Very humble.
Very humble. So
extremely humble.
Look forward to. I look forward to that. It'll be Saturday night. Makes me think of the song "Guitar Zan." Jane gets excited, the monkey gets tight, and we're all going to have a good night. So hopefully, we'll. Is that kind of how it goes, Jeff?
I'm trying to figure out how you got from humble to that.
Guitar Zan, the Jungle Man.
Nothing humble.
Nothing humble there.
That's a hard, whatever direction
that is.
It's
a hard turn there, right? So look forward to seeing Rob at the Overton on, and you too, hopefully. Not necessarily you, Jamie, but you. I mean, you're invited. You're more than welcome.
I am?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll even buy you a Mountain Dew if you come by. I think they've got it. You know?
I have no idea. We could ask.
I'll buy you some pizza if you come by.
That's always a good time.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's good.
What Jamie really wants, though, is that cooler that you give away. So if you're giving away that cooler...
You got to be good looking to win the cooler.
You're saying Jamie's ugly? Wow, he went from praising you.
I'm not. Just forget all about that. So we've decided we're just admitting on the air here. How do people win? What's they put a name in the hat or what?
It's subject to my.
So we're just picking the winner based on their looks?
I pick people out of the crowd. Pick people who deserves it the most.
So if you win the cooler, Chuck's hitting on you.
No, I'm not hitting anybody.
If you're Chuck's wife, I would pay close attention to all that. And number 3, so we've now decided that our radio station just gives out things based on people's looks.
Generally, that's not totally somewhat true, but not totally true. I mean, I give to both men and women. I mean, I look for who deserves it the most in terms of the cooler. Who
deserves it the most?
The koozies and
based on how cute they are.
The koozies and coolers and sunglasses.
Do you wear a blue shirt on Saturday nights?
I do not.
No, it's usually red or black.
It's usually red or black.
Occasionally white.
Or white, yeah. Red, black, or white.
Chuck is very on brand when it comes to what he's supposed to wear in the stands.
Yeah, right. I'm very.
Sometimes you amaze me with the things that you just admit out loud.
Sometimes I'm a little too honest, Jamie. Sometimes I'm a little too honest.
Goodness gracious.
Here's Joey McGuire.
You're hoping the head coach is going to save you right now. That's the best part of this. Go ahead.
Here's what he was asked yesterday. How aggressive does he plan for his team to be this week?
Yeah, we'll be like that all year long. Mac, you can ask him, but he talks about it all the time, of scoring from far, being more explosive. I think the 2 outside receivers especially are going to bring that into play. We were going through the depth chart, and, man, we're really long, have great size in every position of our skill when you're talking about the tight ends and the receivers. I mean, we're a pretty large group when you're talking about those guys. The thing, too, that I think you have to understand in this day and age is, whoever's in there, you're evaluating not only for this week and next week and next month, but if it's a young guy, you're evaluating 6 months from now of the roster and the way revenue sharing is in the portal. And so I think you've got to play it that way. You've got to get a really good look of what you have as a football team. And so I think it's important that we come out and play well every single week and, start fast and finish really well in the fourth quarter.
I mean, I like to start fast and finish well. I thought it was interesting that the evaluation process about, you're evaluating your roster, for the next week and basically next year too. Because it, while stuff's guaranteed, it's not always guaranteed, right?
Yeah, I mean, the scholarships. I mean, the guys move on and all that good stuff, and so you're constantly seeing is this guy worthy of staying in this game? Is this guy worthy of playing these snaps next week? And is this guy worthy of keeping for next year, or do we move on from him next season? Yeah. Constant process that you didn't used to have in college sports.
Right. And, you kind of look at it just from the standpoint of, looking at, just the dollars, because there's only so many dollars that are involved. Although that seems to be somewhat ambiguous.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's
too.
feeling bad for the athletes.
No, I mean, it's a performance-based business, and that's just what they need to understand. Perform and you're rewarded. Don't perform and you're not.
Yeah, and you're being paid handsomely.
And you're being paid handsomely. Yeah. One other thing here from Coach McGuire. Here he is on the kicking competition, which is interesting that it's still going on.
Now, I would be shocked if it goes past the 3 non-conference games. I think it's going to be more like year one whenever Trey Wolf won the job, and we went with him. It's honestly, Stone Arrington has, competed at a really high level. He has been another big surprise. He's got a huge leg. When you talk to kicking coaches, they talk about his talent. But his first couple years, whenever he'd be kicking great, and then all of a sudden I would get out there next to him and he'd start shanking balls and get nervous. And I've tried every way possible to shake that kid over the camp to see if he really has grown, and he has. So, Upton has a leg up on everybody.
And he said that he's got a leg up because he's done it before, and so we'll see. We'll see if they make this decision here in the next couple of weeks, Jamie. I guess it sounds like it's Upton's job to lose.
Yeah, that's what I would take away from that.
So
yeah.
I mean, and not that you're looking to go out there and kick some 45-yard field goals against, Arkansas Pine Bluff, because that means your offense is stalled. So you're not looking for your offense to stall.
I don't think that would be the worst thing ever.
But you would like to see if your kicker can boot it from 47
a game. I think that in this game that you expect to win handily. Mm-hmm. If you're going to win, let me just make a joke here, but if you're going to win 77-0, mm-hmm. I would prefer it not be on 11 touchdowns.
Okay.
I would, you'd like it to, I'm not going to even try to do the math here, but you'd like it to be like 8 or 9 touchdowns, or 9 touchdowns and some field goals. Get your kicker some opportunities out there.
Okay. See who can do it. The other thing,
I think you'd take more away from the game. You'd get more out of the game if you had it like
mm-hmm.
that. So Jeff 9 is 63. How do you get 63 to 77? That's
no
14.
math on air. I don't know why this is hard to understand.
Well, if it was
so we had 5 field goals, but we went for we missed one of the extra points.
No math on air.
Yeah, that's what it was. We missed an extra point, but we kicked 5 field goals.
You had four field goals. That's 12, and you had 5 touchdowns. That's 35. That would be 47.
Hang on, let me get my shoes off.
Okay.
No math on air.
I had it.
You had it.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.